brother. I do believe that this is truly one of the most remarkable human beings on the planet. Y'all help me give it up for my big brother, E.T.
Please sit down. Please sit down. Hey, man, you didn't pay to stand. Let's sit. If you have something to write with, grab it for me real quick. Grab it for me real quick. I just want you to write. You got two options, right? So you know what your dreams and your goals are. I just need a couple things. One, I need you just to write down, like, what's keeping you. Give me like 2 or 3 things. It's like, man, E, if it wasn't for this, I'd be there. Like, I want you to think about it for real, for real. Like, yo, E, man, if I ain't had to deal with this, if I ain't had this challenge, I probably would be where I wanted to be. So think about that for a minute. Anybody just, because sometimes I'm saying stuff, I just want to make sure it's legitimate. Anybody in the room, you got 1 or 2 things, you're like, shoot, if this wasn't happening right now, I'd be at another level. Somebody raise their hand and be brave enough to give me a response. Yes, sir. All right, so he invited me to be on his podcast. He didn't hear back. That's good. That's real. That's real. I like that. And we're gonna talk about it. There's a reason why I didn't. There's a reason why I didn't do it. I don't know what the reason is right now, but if it didn't happen, there's a reason. I'm just being real. Right? Because I wanted Oprah to call me, and I never got a call from Oprah. Right? But I realize now I didn't need to be on Oprah's show. I'm being real, y'all. I didn't realize that some of the things that I wanted before, that I wanted them for the wrong reason. I didn't realize that. And that's what we're going to talk about. Because I wanted it because when you're in this earth and you're doing a certain thing, you're supposed to go on Oprah. But going on Oprah would really have messed me up. And now I don't even have a desire to go on Oprah. Like, I feel like right now it's too late. Like, if I should have went on, I should have went on about 5-6 years ago. Like, I feel like if I go on Oprah now, it's really going to mess the brand up. It's going to kill the brand. I'm being real. I feel like I don't do show. Like, I was on Erica Campbell's show the other day, and Erica Campbell was like, E.T., you so natural. I love it. She was like, you so natural. You should be on radio. I'm like, nah, about that. I was like, yo, I'm underground. She's like, underground? What does that mean? Like, everybody knows you. Undergroundly, they know me. Not mass media, they don't know me. So I'm being real. Right? We're going to talk about, somebody raise their hand in the back. Yep, talk to me. Good. So maybe the way you thought you should go is not the way. Good. Anybody else, like, for real, you like, E, man, it's 1 or 2 things that's holding me back from getting to that particular level. I need you to talk to me. Good. Elijah said delegating. I love it. For real, like, and the thing I love about what we do is that if you would have saw me a month ago, it would have been a whole different presentation. Just because of the space I'm in. I'm like, for real, I'm in Utah, I'm in the mountains. I'm like, yo, this is, like, I'm from Detroit, bro. I'm like, first of all, I ain't never had, like, my dream, Utah. I promise you, I'd never had a map. I'm just being real. I never had a map and was like, I'm going to Utah. You know what I'm saying? Salt Lake City, baby. It's a dream come true. That never happened for me. Then Park City, ever. I'm in Park City. I'm literally in Park City. I see little kids looking at me like, wow. Are you a basketball player? They're like looking at me like they've never seen nobody black before. I love it. I'm like, look, she was like, and she felt uncomfortable. She's about 6. I was like, don't worry about how you doing. And she was staring at me. Then she had her cousins. They started staring. I was like, how's everybody doing? I'm in the grocery store. They looking at me like, in the grocery store, like, whoa. I'm like, hey. I never had no plans on being, but this is where I needed to be. Like, I've never driven an hour before. Like, I drove an hour here yesterday, and it felt like it was 10, 15 minutes. I'm coming out the mountains. I'm about to get into a couple car accidents because I can't even pay attention because I'm looking around like, this is unbelievable. As a human, I don't think, maybe Dubai, perhaps Hawaii, but I've never felt this peaceful before. Somebody's like, you have worship? I can't even have worship. I can't because I'm just looking at the mountains. I'm having worship looking at the mountains. I'm like, wow, it's got to be somebody a creator because this couldn't, I don't know, no human could just do this on the solo. This is unbelievable. All right, anybody else? Talk to me real quick. Yep. Good. So if you didn't have a family history, you could probably, I love it. Yep, in the back. Yeah, you know I love listening to y'all. Like I'm so far, like I remember sitting in the same chair saying the same stuff. Like I remember like being like doing John Maxwell. I got John Maxwell on, and he'll ask a question, and I'll have to stop. It was like cassette player, so I had to push stop. You know what I'm saying? I had to push stop, and then I was like writing it down. Like I wish I could. And I'm like, yo, I'm at a point in my life where all that stuff is. I'm not. So I want you to understand as a human talking to another human that whatever it is that's blocking you, we're going to get through that because the stuff you heard, it's like, I love it because, you know, it's like, yo, and some of the stuff they were saying, you like, ooh, I want to get, ooh, I got, okay, I'm there. Okay, I got to get there. All right, I'm there, but my kids, I got to, and so when we leave, what we want to do is give you that blueprint so that when we see you the next time, like everything, either you're in it or you're telling us you got the blueprint and it's just a matter of time before you get there. Anybody was working last year in a job you didn't want to work at and you not working there right now, raise your hand for me. Good. I got my boy E here. E from pure Michigan, y'all. E Flint, right? E Flint. My boy E from Flint. I remember we first hooked up. E can write. I'm talking about E a writer like no other writer. And I remember me and E having this conversation. Me and E going back and forth, go back. E would call me, I'm like, E, you need to do this. Whenever I come to Flint, he'd do an article on me. And then one day he was like, E, I need to meet with you. I'm like, what you want? He's like, no, we got to do this one in person. I was like, in person, E? Like, we talk on the phone. You a good writer. Just write me. He's like, no, we need to talk face to face. I'm like, all right, cool. We meet up at the mall. Listen to what I'm telling you. We don't do lunch because I don't do lunch no more. So that's a waste of time. I don't have time to do lunch. I'm like, get your gym shoes. Let's just walk around the mall. Let's get our steps in. I realize being active, I speak better when I'm not sitting down. I'm like, let's just go. I want y'all to hear what I'm telling you. I'm like, when I tell you I'm in my world, I'm in my world. So much so that I'm telling people like, I don't do lunch. I don't do breakfast. I eat with my wife. I'm good. I don't have time to eat with you. What do you want? Okay, good. Put on some shoes. Let's go talk. And E was like, E, you ain't going to believe this. I said, what happened? He said, E, I just got a job with the Utah Jazz as a writer. And I'm like, Utah? He like, Utah Jazz, baby, it's on. And so I've been following E on Instagram and watching E do his thing and seeing him with players and seeing him in different events. And I'm like, yo, my man was just working somewhere. He didn't want to work. And now Utah, he doing it. So whatever your dreams and your goals are, guys, when we finish with you today, they weren't wasting their time just so you can come and give a couple dollars. Like for us, legitimately, when you leave a year from now, I want you to mark the date. A year from now, you're going to be on a whole nother level. E, how you liking your new job, E? Stand up so the people can see you, E. Yeah, stand up so the people can see you, E. All right. Yeah, because this light is killing me. So just real quick, E, just talk to us. What has it been like? So what was the paper you worked with back at home? Flint Journal. No disrespect, smaller venue, Flint Journal, all right? Then you're here now. What has it been like, bro, working with the Utah Jazz? Yeah, I love it. Give him a hand. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's give it. Anybody felt like, E, I raised my hand and you just got to answer me real quick. I just want to get you. I want you to leave the conference upset. Like I had my hand up and E didn't show me no love. Yep, right here. Good. I love it. Fear of failure. It's going to be over today. I love it. Family members' opinions. Good. Yep. You ain't going to be worried about your family when we leave. Yeah. Good. So you don't have a lot of kids and your millennials that think like you think, and it creates a challenge sometimes for you. I love it. Yes. Not knowing if the job you're in is the best fit. Good. I love it. No outside support. I love it. I love it. Yep. Thinking too much. I see somebody over here. Just want to make sure I caught you. Yep. Good. Worried about what other people think. Feeling like the odds are stacked against you. They are. So you're good, though. I promise you. You're going to be good, though. I love it. You're going to be good. All right. Did I get everybody? All right. One last one. Yep. Your weight? When you say weight, you don't mean physical weight, do you? All right, bro, you good on that. My best messages was when I was fatter. You good. Oh, yeah, you good, bro. You good. No, and okay, let's just get started. All right, so 3 tiers, right? 1, 2, 3, the lowest one is dreams. Write that down. So the lowest tier is dreaming. That's the lowest tier, right? So we're talking about dreams to legacies, right? So the lowest tier is dreaming. I need y'all to understand your genetic information, your disposition, your direction, your drive, it all comes from your dream. From your personal dream. And if you're doing what somebody else wants you to do, you'll never be successful. So when you leave this place, I need you to wake up every single day and I need you to dream. Why? Because you went K through 12 and you never took a class on you. You went K through 12 and you never took a class about who you are and what makes you uniquely different, what makes you you. And so you know what we do? We grow up and we try to be like everybody else. And we look at the American society right now and it's crumbling. We were doing better. I'm not going to be real. We probably have more stuff in this generation, but as a nation, we probably did way better when folks was just working. Crime was a little less. Why? Because people was working. It's hard to kill people when everybody going to work. You think I'm being funny? There's some issues we have now. Why? Because nobody's working. Nobody's working on them, and nobody's working on their goals. Everybody's just trying to get paid. And the reason why we're here is we're trying to tell you that even when you get to the montage, even when you fly first class, it's still not enough. Even when you can buy cars and you got stuff, it's still not enough. That's low-hanging fruit. Don't do it. Don't fall for the booby trap. Don't fall for it. You think a person's identity in signing an $80 million contract because that's what they've taught this generation. And then we mad at them. You shouldn't be mad at them. That's what we taught them. We didn't teach them the other values. Once they get the other values and then they got the drive, they're going to go to the level. I love my son's drive. I love the fact that he wants a Bugatti, a Bentley. I love that. My people didn't want that. And guess what happens when you don't want certain things? You don't do anything. So I want you to dream because people who don't dream live miserable lives. They live average lives. People who don't dream, they don't take risk. Somebody said it's hard. Yeah, that's the fun of it. That's the fun. The fun of it is taking risks. The fun is doing stuff I couldn't do 10 years ago, 5 years ago. The fun is seeing other young people say they're going to be the best motivational speaker in the world. The fun is like, let's go. Come get it. You might get the spot, but you're going to have to work. That's the fun. The fun is being married 28 years and making it feel like we high school sweethearts are. That's the fun. Yeah, it's hard. So I need you to do me a huge favor. When you leave it after today, okay, let's do it this way. Because if I don't do it this way, you might not do it. How many of you guys can honestly say you spend 30 minutes at least a day just on your personal dreams, your personal vision board, 7 days a week, 30 minutes a day? Let me see your hand. Good, hands down. How many do it for at least an hour? Good, look, I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to get to a point where you look at least an hour a day. You are separating yourself. Because watch this. Can I tell you the truth? Everything you desire, you'll get it the closer you leave everybody else. I need you to understand what I'm telling you. The more you like them, the less likely you are to make your dreams and goals become out. When you become you, oh, and it's getting sick. I was like always me with the hat. I'm not going to lie. I was always here. There were times I would go speak with the hat on, and I would feel a little funny. My pastor's got my mentor passed away, and they asked me to do the eulogy. And I was like, okay, E, when you do the eulogy, you just got to be you, because that's what pastor would have wanted. But there was a time I would have been like, let me go get a shirt. Let me go get a tie. Let me look the way they want me to look. But if I go in there the way they want me to go, it's going to take away some of my superpower. I got to go like E.T. because what I'm realizing is the more I'm like E.T., the more magic happens. And the reason why magic ain't happening in your life, but you see it happen in other people's lives, because you're living for others and you're not in your dream. You're not in your goal. You're not in your DNA. And so the reason why you're wondering why is magic happening in their lives, because they're being authentically them and you not.